The Crofting Commission are encouraging crofters to consider the succession of their crofts. One way to do this is to transfer the croft during your lifetime. That is what Kenny in Applecross decided to do. Here is his experience and that of his successor, Mary.
In 1975, my uncle left me the house and the croft. So I worked the croft over the years, mostly planting potatoes and veg and that. And then Mike, Mary's dad here, he was greasing his sheep and my croft was just great, you know, and he cut the bracken and he was very helpful. Over the years, I stopped going up to the croft and I found that the bracken was spreading into the croft and I was getting a bit worried about not maintaining the croft properly. So I decided, right, hand the croft over to somebody. And I really wanted Mike to get it because I didn't want somebody else to come in and put Mike off the croft with his sheep. But it so happens I met Mary one day and Mary had just come up from Edinburgh to live in Applecross. And we had a wee conversation and Mary said that she was quite interested in my croft. So Mary did all the paperwork and we all sorted, so it's Mary's croft now.
I grew up here in Milltown and I just moved back here 2 years ago. I started wondering what to do with myself. It just so happened that this opportunity came up and it meant that I could see how I could build a life here for myself. It appealed to me to have a bit of space, a bit of land for myself and my own endeavours. I've got an agricultural crofting grant application in at the moment and that is to develop a horticultural area with a polycrub and I'd like to focus on soft fruits and develop a business in that, so supplying the local eateries here. And then I would think that I would like to plant some trees in various areas that aren't particularly good grazing and getting involved in various land-based activities around the community, such as a community woodland and the allotments and gardens. So I think there's a lot that can happen between crofting and these other projects that are ongoing in the community. So I'd like to see how I can develop that. The shed was actually existing on another croft. We bought it and we deconstructed it and then have reconstructed it on my croft. It'll be a bit of kind of workshop, studio space, and it'll also be storage for all horticultural activities and any animals that I might have in the future.
And to find out whether this was a croft house or not, Mary checked all that out for me, so it wasn't a croft house because we took title deeds out for this house years ago.
But then the assignation process itself, the forms were fairly straightforward. It was more just a waiting game, but it was a real relief. And then from that point it was really quick and there was great communication and people were really helpful.
When we were young, you see, crofts were meant for crofting, just greasing and cattle and sheep and that. They would never think of putting chalets or anything to do with tourism on the croft. Crofting was crofting, but now it's changed so much for young people.
Yeah, I think it is important to make a plan to pass on the croft when you feel like you're no longer able to manage it in the way that you would like. It gives other people an opportunity to take that land and make use of it, and especially now in the climate crisis when we're told to focus on local food, and that's really important. And it also provides a livelihood for people who want to stay in the area, who want to build their life. I've got a lot to learn, so it seems like a long path ahead, and I'm excited about developing my skills and making my own decisions about what I would do on the land.
To find out more about croft succession, please visit our website www.crofting.gov.scot/succession.